The Ukraine crisis has captured the attention of the world for several years, with ongoing violence and unrest causing significant concern in the international community. Amidst this turmoil, French President Emmanuel Macron has stepped forward as a mediator, seeking to bring an end to the conflict. But what motivates Macron to take on such a complex and challenging role? Is it driven purely by political considerations, or is there a deeper commitment to promoting peace and stability in the region? And how might his involvement impact the future of Ukraine and the broader geopolitical landscape of Europe? In today's video, we will explore these questions and more, uncovering the motivations behind Macron's involvement in the Ukraine crisis and examining the potential implications for the region and beyond. But before we start, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay connected. So without further ado, let's get started. Macron wants to be re-elected. Why is French President Emmanuel Macron getting involved in the Ukraine crisis? Is it simply a political movement to improve his chances of re-election? Or does he have a genuine commitment to promoting peace and stability in the region? The current president of France, Emmanuel Macron, has made it clear that he plans to seek re-election in 2022. With this in mind, it is likely that his decision to take on the role of mediator in Ukraine is at least partially motivated by political considerations. By positioning himself as a peacemaker in a high-profile international crisis, Macron may be hoping to bolster his standing with French voters and improve his chances of winning another term in office. Macron was elected as President of France in 2017, running as a centrist candidate with a pro-European Union platform. His victory was seen as a rejection of the traditional left-right divide in French politics, and he quickly set about implementing a series of economic and social reforms aimed at modernizing the country and boosting its competitiveness. However, his popularity has waned somewhat in recent years, as he has faced criticism for his handling of issues such as immigration, the environment, and workers' rights. Against this backdrop, Macron's decision to take on the role of mediator in Ukraine can be seen as a strategic move designed to improve his standing with French voters. It is important to note that Macron's motives for getting involved in Ukraine are likely more complex than simply wanting to improve his chances of re-election. As a leader with a background in international finance and diplomacy, he may be genuinely committed to promoting peace and stability in the region. His interest in Ukraine may be driven by a broader commitment to upholding the principles of international law and defending the territorial integrity of sovereign nations. Regardless of his motivations, however, it is clear that Macron's involvement in the Ukraine crisis has had a significant impact on the situation on the ground. His willingness to engage with all sides of the conflict, including Russia, has helped to keep the dialogue open and prevent a return to full-scale war. However, while Macron's involvement in the Ukraine crisis has been largely positive, there are some who question whether his efforts are enough to bring about lasting peace in the region. The conflict in Ukraine is rooted in complex historical and geopolitical factors, and resolving it will require more than just the efforts of one leader, no matter how committed and skilled they may be. While Macron's decision to take on the role of mediator in Ukraine is likely motivated in part by his desire to be re-elected, it is clear that his involvement in the crisis is driven by a broader commitment to promoting peace and stability in the region. Whatever his motivations may be, Macron's involvement in the crisis has had a significant impact on the situation on the ground. By engaging with all sides of the conflict and working to find a lasting solution, he has demonstrated his willingness to take bold action on the international stage. But will his efforts be enough to bring about lasting peace in Ukraine? Only time will tell. Macron sees a leadership vacuum in Europe. In recent years, the European Union has faced numerous challenges that have undermined its unity and leadership. The United Kingdom's decision to leave the European Union in 2016 was a significant blow to the bloc, as it lost one of its largest and most influential members. The ongoing political turmoil in Germany, including Chancellor Angela Merkel's decision to step down after 16 years in power, has also created uncertainty about the future direction of the EU. In this context, Macron may see an opportunity to step up and fill the leadership void. As one of the European Union's largest and most powerful members, France has traditionally played a central role in shaping European policy. However, with the UK's departure and Germany's political upheaval, there is a sense that France's leadership role has become more critical. By taking on the role of mediator in the Ukraine crisis, Macron can demonstrate his commitment to maintaining peace and stability in the region. which could enhance his influence in European affairs. Macron's actions in Ukraine are consistent with his broader vision for Europe. In a 2017 speech, he called for a Europe that protects its citizens and promotes solidarity and unity among its member states. He has also advocated for greater European integration in areas such as defense and security, trade, and environmental protection. However, Macron's efforts to position himself as a European leader have not been without controversy. His proposals for greater European integration, such as the creation of a common Eurozone budget and a European army, have faced opposition from some member states. Additionally, his criticism of populist movements in Europe has led to tensions with leaders such as Italy's Matteo Salvini and Hungary's Viktor Orban. Macron's involvement in the Ukraine crisis is consistent with his broader commitment to promoting European unity and solidarity. By positioning himself as a mediator in a high-profile international crisis, he is demonstrating his leadership skills and commitment to the EU's values and principles. Whether this will translate into greater influence for France in European affairs remains to be seen, but there is no doubt that Macron sees a leadership vacuum in Europe and is determined to fill it. Macron has a personal connection to Ukraine. In addition to his political and strategic motivations, Macron may also have a personal connection to Ukraine that has driven his involvement in the crisis. Macron studied at the École Nationale Administration in Strasbourg, where he met his future wife, Brigitte Macron. Brigitte Macron's daughter, Tiffaine Auzière, is a lawyer who has been involved in human rights advocacy in Ukraine. Auzière has worked closely with Ukrainian civil society groups to promote democracy and human rights in the country. Macron may have been influenced by his wife and stepdaughter's connection to Ukraine and their passion for human rights and democracy. By taking on the role of mediator in the Ukraine crisis, he can demonstrate his personal commitment to these values and principles. It is worth noting that Macron has also faced criticism for his personal connections to Ukraine. In 2019, it was revealed that a close associate of Macron, the political strategist Ismail Amelian, had been working as a consultant for the Ukrainian president, Petro Poroshenko. This led to accusations that Macron was too close to the Ukrainian government and not impartial enough to mediate the conflict. Despite these criticisms, Macron's personal connection to Ukraine may have played a role in his decision to get involved in the crisis. It is clear that he is committed to promoting democracy and human rights and sees Ukraine as an important battleground for these values. Macron is a strong advocate for multilateralism. Finally, Macron's involvement in the Ukraine crisis can be seen as part of his broader commitment to multilateralism and international cooperation. In a world where nationalism and populism are on the rise, Macron has consistently advocated for a more collaborative approach to global affairs. By working to broker a peace deal in Ukraine, he is demonstrating his belief that complex problems require multilateral solutions, and that countries must work together to achieve lasting peace. Conclusion: the crisis in Ukraine and Macron's decision to take on the role of mediator highlight the complex geopolitical challenges facing the world today. It is clear that effective solutions to these challenges will require collaborative and multilateral approaches, and Macron's involvement in Ukraine is just one example of leaders stepping up to tackle these issues head-on. As the situation in Ukraine continues to evolve, it will be interesting to see how Macron's mediation efforts progress and what impact they may have on the region and beyond. What impact will Macron's mediation efforts have on the situation in Ukraine and on relations between Russia and Europe? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. We hope you enjoyed today's video. If you liked the video, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and press the bell icon. We will meet you soon in a new video.